previous couple videos, we covered the wrist roll in both directions with both hands. We worked on the elbow roll from the elbow to the wrist and from the wrist to the elbow. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take those and combine all of them together, including the wrist roll. So the whole move will look like elbow, wrist, wrist, elbow, like that. Elbow, wrist, wrist, elbow. Or elbow, wrist, wrist, elbow. What you can do to add an extra rotation to that is to go elbow to wrist, roll your wrist around, roll it over the other wrists, you'll see where we come. If we step our elbow into this, we have the same escalator or conveyor belt with an additional beat. So you can do that one, or you can add the extra beat in the middle with this kind of a wrist roll, just an extra beat by a rotor. That. So you want to practice that in both directions. And that's a composite of those three moves we learned in the previous videos, you know, the elbow, and then the wrist, and then the wrist to elbow. It's an interesting way to combine those different moves. And so we can take and start putting variations on those different parts. And so when we do the elbow, you notice we're entering with the opposite hand to get into that elbow. We can actually, if you take it and hold it so that the center point is by your thumb, and bring it under, and really stuff it up into your armpit, your hand into your armpit, it'll bring it high enough that the momentum will carry it into that same position. So instead of putting it in with the other hand, you can put it in with the same one. And get a similar effect. That. So this is called an opposite hand entry. This is the same hand entry to the same move. So we got opposite hand or same hand. So if we can do an opposite and same hand entry, we can also do an opposite and same hand exit. So here is opposite hand exit, and then we catch it with the opposite hand. Or we can do a same hand exit, which would be catching it with the same hand. Now, those two variations, same and opposite hand exit and entry, are cool because when you break them back into their composite individual parts, this becomes a move you can easily loop over and over because it starts at the same spot that it ended. And same with this one. And you can link them. Start with the same hand, or I'm sorry, opposite hand entry, roll across, opposite hand exit, into same hand entry, oops, same hand entry, to same hand exit. So the entire thing, the whole pattern, if you do those two together, it looks something like that. Reverse of it. And so now that's a way to take a basic contact stack move like the conveyor belt or the escalator, whatever you want to call it, break it into its individual parts, and then now you can start to use those as their own moves. You know, so from a weave, you can easily do your wrist roll, right? So from your wrist roll, you remember this half, right? Here is the bit of the escalator. So for that wrist roll, you can throw that in. And we remember that when we do this, we can go into a same hand entry on this. And just so from our weave, now we have all these different variations. From here I could do a same hand entry. Or I could do, from here, a wrist roll into an opposite hand entry. And it just gives you a lot of variables to play with so that you can really experiment with the possibilities of these moves. And then by practicing them individually, it's also going to make it easier for you to learn moves that require those skills later on. And so, it seems like a pretty simple move, but there's a lot to it. Practice the heck out of that, and enjoy the results.